interesting number for you. According to Gallup, negativity is costing US companies $500 billion every year. Wow. At first that might sound shocking, but I bet you're not surprised because you've seen firsthand, right, how negativity shows up in the workplace and affects productivity, morale, turnover, and conflict. But on the other hand, positivity has many benefits. In fact, a summary of over 200 academic studies shows that positive employees are more productive, they have higher sales, they're 3 times more creative, and of course there's many more. This is just a few highlights. So some people want to say, who's to blame? Employees want to blame the company, the manager, and the company wants to blame who? The employee. The truth is, everyone plays a role, right? The question should be, how do we find out what influences positivity? How do we get more? So tonight I want to talk to you about 2 areas. The first area is the work situation that we're in, right? How can we create a work situation with more positivity? So research shows there's a number of factors that promote positivity in the workplace, creating more of a sense of purpose and belonging, more of a sense of autonomy and mastery, and creating a more positive work environment. How can you do that? Here's a simple one. Just simply start meetings with something positive, something good that's going on in a project or a group, saying thank you or showing appreciation. Research shows these meetings are more effective and these groups are more productive. Rewards and recognition, these are important for a sense of mastery. If people are using their strengths and their talents, learning and growing, they want people to notice and appreciate their work. How about creating a sense of belonging? This is providing opportunities for people to connect, right, during work, outside of work, getting to know each other beyond just the workplace so they can connect, understand each other, improves communication, cooperation, collaboration. The second piece I want to tell you about is people's personal perspective that they bring. And what I love about this is that bottom corner one, how we think. Because this is teachable. We can train people to be more positive, to shift the way they think. And I like to use this path for positivity. This is a framework I've developed, and it's really helpful to show people the process they can go through to change the way they think. I want to share just a few examples with you from the 4th step, tools to change. We can help people learn that, you know what, just a simple deep breaths slows our blood pressure, slows our heart rate, helps us handle all that stress at work. Or another simple practice is to simply look for some good things that happen during our day. It's natural to focus on all the bad stuff, right? That's normal. But then we can also notice the green light, when we get something done, time to get outside, or that favorite cup of coffee. So these are the benefits. And when we do this kind of stuff, we are actually training our brains. We are rewiring our brains to make it easier to be positive, to notice the good stuff, using our minds to change our brains. It's huge. So how can we remember? Here's one of my favorite secret tips. Don't tell anybody. Look for positive passwords. We have to use passwords anyway. Now, why not create something that every time you type it in, it makes you check in. How are you doing? What are you focused on? Have something that boosts your spirits. Maybe make it a mnemonic, a phrase. Or weekly tips from the Positive Edge. I share those every week. Here's one of my favorite quotes I use. What a wonderful life I've had. I just wish I would have realized it sooner. So who has the most impact? Who can help create that positive work situation? Help people shift their thinking. A lot of times we get stuck with this mindset that it must come from upper management. It must be a corporate initiative. There's nothing I can do. But that's simply not true. Each of us can create a microculture, a microcosm of positivity. It's the simple little groups, that group manager, that individual, who can help create that positive environment, shift people's thinking. And I love how Marcus Buckingham has said, there is no such thing as corporate culture. Companies are made up of many cultures, the strengths and weaknesses of which are a result of the local conditions. So my takeaway message for you is, you can make a difference. Thank you.